Ever wondered how display parachuters are able to jump from such high altitudes and yet land so precisely on a small drop zone? One elite team of military display jumpers shows how it's done. The Red Lions are from the Singapore Armed Forces parachute team. They've joined international competitions and performed freefall displays during the country's annual National Day parade. A jump normally takes them about 2.5 minutes, from the time they leave the aircraft at about 10,000 feet to when they hit the ground. But we're going to slow it down for you and break down what happens at each stage of their jump. Most display jumps start at around 10,000 feet. Jump tactics depend on what formation the team plans to make. For example, a wingsuit formation requires the members to exit the plane individually. To make a ring formation, they jump as a group. The 3 heaviest jumpers go first. Because they fall faster, they'll need to adjust their body positions to slow their rate of descent and allow the lighter jumpers to catch up and maintain the ring formation. Here's the Red Lions coach breaking down a freefall jump.
When the student jumps out the aircraft, there is a moment where we call it a forward throw. The student falls at the rate of the speed of the aircraft and it will start to pick up speed and to a point where it called terminal velocity, where it falls constantly at a rate where it will not increase anymore. Their fall rate can range between 180 to maybe up to 280 kilometers per hour. At the same time, there's a lot of air resistance coming up. And with the resistance, you almost feel like something is supporting you.
A display jump is very different from an operational military jump. The latter is usually done at night and at a much higher altitude to achieve stealth. Military jumpers use bigger canopies that are able to glide further, and they also carry equipment with them.
I spent 21 years active duty as a Navy SEAL. Hey-ho, which is high altitude, high opening, is anywhere above 10 or 12,000 feet. I did a jump in a foreign country where we jumped out at about 30,000 feet, opened our parachutes 4 to 6 seconds after leaving the ramp of the aircraft, and flew for about 60 miles. The idea of jumping out in the United States and landing in Mexico with the Mexican government never knowing that we're there, it could be done. With the hey-ho, you spend more time under parachute, which could cause you to be blown off of target. It could cause you to be seen. So a hey-low, you can be at an altitude where they don't know your plane is there, and then you can open low enough to where they spend a small amount of time flying your parachute so that you're not detected. You can also do tandem parachute jumping for military tactical purposes. You can tactically jump in an interpreter or a dog, a surgeon, or a medical support.
The Red Lions freefall in a ring formation for about 15 seconds, then execute a bomb burst, turning to the side and moving away from each other before deploying their parachutes. Here's how they are trained in precise body movements for mid-air maneuvering.
I'm going to show you what is a neutral body position. Arms are 90 degrees, legs are slightly bent. We want to have a nice curve underneath, like a banana shape, so airflows go back and front. We want to have a symmetrical body on the left and the right. If you want to fall faster, we can arch the body more, keep the body smaller, airflow will seep out more. If you want it to be slow, you flatten the body, straighten the arms and legs to flatten the surface area. Pitching the body forward, you are tilting downwards, airflow will hit here and you will tend to move forward. Bend your knees backwards this way, bring the knee down and you go backwards. Left and right, all you need to do is press down whichever arm you are going towards to. If you're going towards the right, you look to the right, you press towards the right, you go towards the right. And that's how you maneuver in the air. The term pull height means it comes to a point where you reach your altitude, you need to deploy your parachute. This needs to be done lowest by 4,000 feet. It is a baseline for all military freefall jumps. For civilian sports skydiving, we have as low as 3,000 feet, as high as 5,000 feet. Why we have a difference in height is because of show purpose. We want to have a nice stack, even spread out of the different heights. What's going through our mind when canopy deploys? The main important thing is we should be able to get to the holding area. And this holding area is where you see the red lions stack up nicely, and it's almost like a flock of birds that is circling around the area. They are also looking down at where the show area is, And we have a marking for the team leader, the first man, so that everybody will know where to fall towards to.
The Red Lions receive wind data to help them decide on maneuvers required during their freefall. But the moment they deploy their parachutes, they must make their individual assessment, because unpredictable wind conditions affects each Red Lion differently. So there's no single landing pattern that suits everyone.
Red Lions need more advanced skills as to compared to the military group, because the drop zones where they are jumping in the military is much more bigger compared to the display ground.
This is my first time going to jump in the para. There's a lot of obstacles.
Our only approach is from here. The building here causes obstacle, the panel there, and the floodlight, and of course the trees.
The wind will hit all these structures, and together with the heat and the thermal effects, it will create a lot of turbulence. It's best to avoid the areas with turbulence as it can affect the parachute canopy.
This is where the Red Lions' vast jump experience comes into play. They must intuitively react to the unpredictable landing conditions within split seconds using their canopy piloting expertise. Much like race car drivers who have to react instinctively to various scenarios or factors while turning at high speeds. When landing, parachuters must account for different wind directions. It's ideal to face into the wind so that their forward speed will slow, enabling a safe and soft landing. When the wind is at their back or downwind, it increases their forward speed. It makes it challenging to slow down and land safely. A crosswind occurs when the wind is coming from the side. To counter this, the parachuter has to shift their body weight to tilt the canopy towards the wind. This improves the chances of a stable and controlled landing. In the event of a hard landing, parachuters must know how to protect themselves.
We always have a parachute landing fork where we keep our legs tight, we keep our body compact, and we land flat on the feet and we roll over to break the fall. And that will actually save quite a lot of your impact.
When the Red Lions land, their job usually ends there.
Our Red Lions!
But it's the exact opposite for combat situations.
Combat role, you know, once they landed is not the end. It is in fact the start of their mission. You have to account for your men, your equipment. You may sustain some injury along the way. Your numbers of people may get shortened. You don't stop there. It's just the start of it.
The camera helmet is 3 to 5 kg. It's very straining on the neck. There's no whiplash effect, you can snap your neck.
Awesome experience. I think I can get some nice video footages and pictures.